Okay. I'm joined here with the Cuban Assassin #2. How long have you been in the business, Richie?
Here, I'm starting my 17th year.
17th year?
17th year.
Wow.
So after next year, it'll be 17 years, 16 years, but this is starting my 17th year.
Wow, you look like a young man. How old are you?
I'm going to be 35 on September 13th.
Impressive. Wow. So what got you into the business?
1989, I graduated from high school, and I fly up to Canada to spend some time with my dad. And what happened is Dad decided that he didn't want me to be just having free living inside the apartment, because the apartment was me, Jerry Morrow, Dad, Frency Lamont. It was all in the same apartment. We stayed in Moncton, New Brunswick. And Dad wanted me to really earn my keep there, so I had to do cleaning the house, washing dishes. So he trained me as well to help pay on bills as well as the house, because you had a couple of bills at that time to pay. And so he trained me, and every day I was being trained by Dad. And every show we got there and the ring was set up, we trained, and then all of a sudden every night I was in the ring working too. So I had a very long day just on the training and the work itself. And I started, and that was back in 1989.
Was it working Grand Prix?
It was Grand Prix Wrestling.
Wow.
So the same place here as it is when it was then. Grand Prix Wrestling was where I started. That's the reason why I came back here, because I wanted to pay back my respects to the Grand Prix. You know, they helped me out, started my career, and I've been all over the United States, Canada, and been down to Puerto Rico. So I mean, I want to pay back my respects to this company.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Now, when you were working back in 1989, did you use Cuban Assassin as well?
No, I was under the mask known as the Super Bee. I was one of the Super Bees. A lot of people didn't know that. Of course, I was only like 180 pounds when I started.
Really?
So I was 180 pounds. I was one of the Super Bees, and I worked under the mask. My first match was then called Tough Boy Eddie Watts, but now he's Evil Eddie Watts. But he was my first match I ever had. It was on Prince Edward Island. I'm actually honestly thinking that it was not this town, but it was another town outside of Charlottetown.
Montague, perhaps?
I think it's Montague. If it's not Montague, it's got to be like Frederick or something like that. I can't remember that name, but it's one of those towns. It's Prince Edward Island. I do remember that.
Excellent.
It's on the other side of it's on the other side of Charlottetown.
Did you work TV as a Super Bee as well?
No, I didn't get to do any TV spots. They kept me on the house shows. So TV, you know, I was a young kid that wore a red jumpsuit to go around what they called the first aid guy.
Okay.
But I wasn't really on TV or anything. I was just, you know, I did it, helped set the ring up, helped take the ring down. I did a lot of things, you know, go for this, go for that for the boys and stuff, things like that. I just started paying my dues as it went along. And then on the house shows I did all the work. So that's when I worked in the ring.
Okay, well, it was kind of cool. Was Eddie Watts under the hood as a Super Bee, do you know?
He was one of the Super Bees. I do know that before I got there.
Yeah.
Like the year before I got there, he was one of the Super Bees. Him and someone else, but I don't know the other
I believe
person.
it was Carl Willett or someone.
I'm thinking it was, yeah.
Interesting. So, had you been working pretty much full-time since then, or has it been kind of off and on?
There was times I tried to get out of wrestling after that.
Okay.
And I've been in a lot of different places, a lot of different territories, a lot of small companies, a couple of big ones. But I just went around, traveled around. I did different jobs. I even worked fast food, restaurant. I was a bouncer in 3 different clubs. And I was, you know, I delivered newspapers at one point, you know, but I was still doing wrestling on the side every so often. And I went to the United States Marine Corps. I got in a little trouble, got kicked out of the Marine Corps. And then after that, I went right back into the wrestling business. But I was in a little slump there for a while, trying to get everything sorted, because I didn't really want to be in the wrestling, but it seemed like it was the only thing I could do. So I just took advantage of it. After the years went by, I just kind of learned to appreciate it and do it, everything, and just, you know, just kept going, never stopped, and then I'm still doing it.
Oh, interesting, interesting. I met you first in, I believe it was summer of 1999. You came back to do a tour of Grand Prix Wrestling with the original Cuban Assassin, your dad.
My dad, yeah. When I came back to Grand Prix Wrestling, and 10 years later, and I got to be tag team with Dad to complete the Cuban Assassin story. You know, because at that time I was wrestling as the Cuban Commando. I had short hair, clean shaven before I came to Grand Prix '99, because I was trying to project a different character. Because everybody wanted the same character as my dad.
Yeah.
But then when they offered me a certain amount of money, then I came to grow the hair and the beard. They wanted, because I look identical to my dad as he did when he was younger. And so I came went and did that, and it was really perceived over well. So since then, I staged the Cuban Assassin. Never went back to the name Cuban Commando. Staged the Cuban Assassin. I was going to Cuban Assassin #2 for years, and then Dad retired, so I dropped the #2 off, and I'm just Cuban Assassin.
Okay, so you're known as Cuban Assassin now.
Now I'm just Cuban Assassin.
Okay,
Yeah.
apologize. Last night I introduced you as Cuban Assassin #2.
That's all right. It's okay for distinction and things like that, you know, because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Because I do look like Dad when I was younger, but I want people to know that me, you know, I'm a resemblance of the past, but I'm something new at the same time, you know. So, but I guess I am a resemblance of the past to them too. If they see me in 1999, and I'm back here again, so that was only 6 years ago.
No, certainly with the beard and the hair, certainly look like your dad. Do you even get people mistaking you for your dad?
All the time. Dr. Tom Pritchard still calls me Angel. That's my dad's name, and he still calls me Angel. I just don't fight with it no more because, you know, I know who he's talking about. I look so much like Dad. When I met a lot of big names, you know, they automatically assume they call me Angel for a while after they start calling me by my real name, Richie, or they just call me Cuban. And you know, I'm good friends with a lot of guys that Dad was friends with, and when they first see me, they think I'm Dad automatically, because they haven't seen him in a long time, you know, and but they think I'm him, but I let them know I'm not, you know. So, but I am a different persona, but the same. Everything's basically the same shades of what my dad is. So
Sure.
Everything's the same. I move the same, you know. Everything I wrestle the same. It's just I'm a little bit more voicier than what Dad was.
Okay, cool.
Dad was quiet. I'm the voice of one.
Okay. Now, does your dad still have the long hair and the beard, or?
Dad doesn't have long hair or the beard, you know. He's got a goatee, beard, mustache. He's bald on top of his head now.
Oh my goodness.
And he's got hair around the sides, you know. But you know, that's not bad for a guy that took, you know, a long time for him to lose his hair. You know, Dad's only 63 years old. He's doing very well, you know. Maybe he might get to come by on this tour later on. I'm thinking maybe next month. If the tour goes good this month, and we continue on next month, then Dad should be here for a couple of weeks.
Good.
Hopefully the rest of the tour, but we'll see how it goes. We'll play it by ear from them.
Yeah, so that would be certainly excellent to see the Cuban Assassin #1 and 2 together again as a tag team.
I would like one more run with Dad before, you know, he won't be in the ring wrestling as a tag team. If he comes, it'd be more him being my mentor, manager, because you know, he feels his time is done inside the ring, and this is still my time. You know, even though I'm getting older as the years go by, you know, I'm still got time, but I think I can still put in maybe a good 20 more years of this before I go to retire myself. I certainly don't want to do as long as Dad did, but I'd like to try to get close to 20 more years. If not, then maybe 10 at least.
Sure.
So, and I just got more countries I want to see. I like to go to Japan. I like to go down there, Mexico, and I like to go over in England and Australia, you know, before I complete my career. That's some of the places I do want to see. So.
Sure. You mentioned Tom Pritchard. Tom Pritchard, of course, used to work for WWE, which brings up the inevitable question: have you ever had any contact with WWE? If you worked for WWE or WWF?
Well, now as far as WWE goes, I had been contacted with from them once before when Kevin Kelly worked there, and that was back in 2000 in September. Then I was back in contact. Dr. Tom Pritchard took over Kevin Kelly's job. He sent me a letter, but they didn't have anything for me at the time. I was on the list. I was bumping up the list to get a shot, but then they let Tom Pritchard go. But I think they'll probably. I'm looking for seeing that they're going to bring him back to WWE. I think he needs some time, and I think they need some time away. You know, but you know, he's too much of a valuable asset. I'm pretty sure and certain that they'll probably be calling him back to come back. You know, and everything, because you know Tom Pritchard is a good guy. He's a very smart man, valuable asset. They want to lose him or anything. You know, but I also like to mention that I'm good friends with Jamie Noble. That they let go too, because he's from the same state I live in, West Virginia. So we're just, you know, we've been around together for a while. I've known him for quite some time. I'm best friends with the guy who trained him, and both people who trained him. So, which is Danny Ray and Joey Morton.
Okay.
So but and you can look. I think you can see Jamie Noble coming back to WWE here soon too.
Good. Now, Richie, is there any series of matches or one or two matches that stick out as your favorite or your best matches that you're most proud of?
Well, that's easy. When I was wrestling Stampede Wrestling back in 2000, I got to wrestle my dad, but I was under the mask as the Satanicus.
Really?
So I was Satanicus, if anybody didn't ever know. But and I got to wrestle my dad over in there. That to me is the biggest match to ever stick out. The biggest highlight would be my dad's tag team partner. It don't matter if I get a WWE contract, or if I make $1 million or $1 billion, don't matter. To me, that biggest highlight would be dad's tag team partner, because that's like a childhood dream since I was a little kid, that I actually got to be my dad's tag team partner. And to me, it was one of the greatest honors and the biggest highlight. There were a couple other matches I really enjoyed. There's one match with Hacksaw Jim Duggan down in Michigan, in the States, that I really enjoyed wrestling. Become good friends with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Really had wonderful matches, and I wrestled him several times. Another match that I enjoyed wrestling and doing everything was, well, I've been with a lot of different big names, but there's a lot of little names of people that was independents that I wrestled with. One of the other people I got to wrestle was a Japanese wrestler. I can't remember his name. I think it was like Asaka or something like that. He came when I was in Can-Am Wrestling. They brought a couple of Japanese. It's my best match, I think, because he didn't speak a word of Japanese. I didn't speak a word of English. We went out there and gave a wrestling match, and it was one of the best matches. It was the best match of the night. It was one of the best matches I ever had in my career. And I think the other one that really stood out for me was a small, skinny kid I worked. He was a great worker. He goes by the name of Jazzy. Just wrestled him a couple of weeks ago. He was, a real good worker. Small, and needs some size on him. And he also needs to keep his cell phone on, so in case someone needs to call him to get work. But I just showed a little bit of inexperience on his, but he's a real good worker. One of the best matches, fun matches I had with him, definitely. But there's a lot of matches, and there's a lot of them I don't remember. There's a lot of matches I do remember, but one match I'll never forget would be my first match, which was with Eddie Watts. And I still remember that match to this very day. It lasted almost 20 minutes. Cool. And no one didn't think I would last for 2. So they had bets I would make it 5, but I actually lasted almost 20 minutes.
Excellent.
And Eddie Watts took good care of me. It was a great match, and I look at Eddie Watts as a good role model on things in wrestling. Some people may not see that from him.
Oh, I see it, and I agree 100%.
But I think that they need him too. So I think he's one of the valuable assets to a company like WWE.
Oh yeah,
or TNA. They can use someone like Eddie Watts.
Yeah, he'd be certainly an excellent backstage role, and certainly still got some life left, or certainly got lots left for him in the ring. But it's like speaking, hearing his stories. Right. You just soak it all up.
Right. That's what the business is about: making stories, telling them for other people to learn from. Yeah.
Last question, Richie. Let's say I'm the wrestling genie. You can book any match you want with yourself in, past, present. Who would you like to work, and what match would you like to book?
Well, I wrestled Renee, and Renee, I'm good friends with Renee. I'm also good friends with Carlito, and I'm good friends with Harry Smith, very sport all day with Will Smith, and all these guys got the good thing. But I think a match I would like to see be a 4 corners match between me, Renee Dupre, Harry Smith, and with Carlito. Caribbean cool people know him, but I know him as Carly Colon. But with us 4 in the ring, because all of us, our fathers were great legendary men, and I think that a 4 corners match or a tag team match with 2 of us on each team, like me and Carlito against Renee and Harry, would be like a match I would book. I think that match right there would be a great match for me.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time, Richie. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. Marco, how long have you been in the business?
Since November 2002. First match was in PEI against Mike Hughes.
Describe that first match.
Awesome.
I
was nervous, but the match was so good. My first match was like $1 million.
No, I must say, I was calling the match. It looked really good.
Oh yeah, it was nice.
Really good. I was very impressed for the first time in there, especially selling the Lucha Libre gimmick.
Yeah.
Really good. Now, Marco, do you still work under the mask?
No. With the mask, I start with mainstream wrestling.
Oh, mainstream wrestling.
Yeah, I start with mainstream wrestling in November. No, not November. February 2003, excuse me, with the Honky Tonk Man tour.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to work with the Honky Tonk Man?
No, it's too old for me. I'm too quick for him, I think.
I see.
No, I met him. He's a very nice guy and great stories. I worked Gangrel though, in the summer of 2004. Yeah, with the mainstream wrestling. I wrestled Gangrel like 4 match. Was awesome. Nice man. Awesome wrestler. It was great.
I see. Have you worked outside the Maritimes?
I was supposed to wrestle in Quebec and Montreal last December, but I break my wrist. So I just get out of the cast a month ago. Just started training 2 weeks ago, and I have the cast for 5 months.
Oh my goodness!
So I cancel all the show in Quebec, but I will wrestle in Quebec in September with EWR. Yeah.
Who's the promoter there?
Eric Picard.
Okay.
It's a French promotion, yeah.
Okay.
Every month they have special guests, like Christopher Daniel was there, Joey Style. There's last month there were Austin Harris from Ring of Honor, and Frency Lamont was a champ there.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, it's a good federation and a lot of exposure. So maybe there I can go to USA and
So that's still your goal to wrestle as much as possible.
Oh yeah. This is great here to wrestle 7 days a week. It's a dream.
Yes.
All summer. That's
Now,
really cool.
are you old enough to remember Grand Prix Wrestling when it was on the air?
No, not in the air.
Yeah.
But I used to saw that like when I was like 15 in Lamec and Saint Isidore, all that back in my place. It was great. There's all kind of guys. It was good.
I hear you're quite a draw back home.
Yes. Last show was 450.
Well, excellent.
I wrestled Gary Williams. Awesome match. The match of the year. It was so awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's great. Marco, I like to ask this question of all the boys. If I were to give you an open contract and you could wrestle anybody you want, past or present, who would Marco Estrada like to wrestle?
I'd like to wrestle Gary again.
Gary Williams?
Gary's so awesome match. Yeah, Gary.
Who is on there?
My best match was against Gary, and I will wrestle Gary so well. Hopefully, on this tour, me and Gary work so well together. So hopefully, maybe.
Excellent. All right, thank you very much for your time, Marco. Joined here with one of our all-time faves, the Wildman, Gary Williams. What are you going by tonight, Gary?
Wildman Williams.
Wildman Williams.
That's my name.
So what have you been up to the last few years since our last meeting in 2002?
I was living in Calgary, Alberta for the last 7-8 years. Did lots of wrestling out there. Promotions like Monster Pro Wrestling, Canada Wrestling Federation. Not been doing too much. I recently made the move back to the Maritimes, down in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Recently worked on a reality show. I guess it's a reality/documentary show. It's called Wrestling with Reality, so if you want to check out information on that, go to wrestlingwithreality.com. Basically, my main focus has mostly been on doing this reality show. It's finally wrapped up now. So now I'm just working on the body. Looking fantastic as usual.
Look at the guns. Look at the guns.
And looking forward to a successful Grand Prix tour.
Excellent, excellent. Can you elaborate a little bit more on this Wrestling with Reality tour?
Well, the whole thing started just with basically an idea. You guys know him as Kingman, Peter Smith.
Yes.
He called me up one night and just asked me, I got a great idea. We've been talking about it, him and a couple other colleagues. And I thought the idea was great. It was basically, you always see on TV the life of the rich and famous, the behind the scenes of World Wrestling Federation or entertainment, whatever you want to call it. And people always see the life and how they live of the rich people. But we figured we'd just give them a look at people that aren't rich, guys like us who have to get jobs in between shows when we're not wrestling and stuff like that, just to really give the reality of independent wrestling. So it's basically, I guess you want to, camera follows us around, in the restaurants, in the workout rooms, in the bars after the shows, really the places that the fans have never really got to see the reality of professional wrestling.
I see, excellent. Any word on which networks might be picking it up, or have you just filmed the shows and pitching?
Right now it's in the process of being edited. It's going to be done soon, probably within the next week or so. And then we've got We are going to pitch. It's going to be in the Atlantic Film Festival. We are pitching it to A&E, Showcase, Discovery, ATV, CB. I mean, it's going to be pitched everywhere. We've already got interest from the Fight Channel. This new channel that's coming out. We actually get good positive feedback from everybody that we pitched it to. So now it's just a matter of doing the meetings, talk to them, see what kind of deal we can work on. Hopefully it'll sell.
Excellent, excellent. I noticed you were working for ECPW, and now you're working with Grand Prix. Are we starting another territorial war?
ECPW basically, it's just a few shows. I mean, there was just a show here and a show there. I mean, it's nothing full-time.
It's not like Raw Grand Prix.
Exactly. Real Action Wrestling was a full-time circuit, and when it came into competition with Grand Prix, you had to go where the money was. You know, I mean, that's what it came down for myself anyway. And I mean, ECPW is not competing with Grand Prix because they're not running full-time. I mean, you'd be an idiot to say, well, no, I'm not going to wrestle for Grand Prix because I can do 2 shows a month with ECPW.
Sure.
So, I mean, there's absolutely no animosity with ECPW. I mean,
Great.
I mean, if I was a wrestling here, I'd definitely be wrestling with them. So that's basically it.
I was just thinking of shades of a few summers ago when Raw and ACW started to run and kind of hurt the territory pretty bad.
I think personally that was the worst thing that happened to maritime wrestling. I mean, Emile Dupre was just telling me stories today, calling arenas. I forget which towns. Amherst is one of them, where he's calling these arenas to book his shows, and they said, no fucking way, we don't want any wrestling here. The last time that ACW and Bobby Bass was here, they fucked us for money. So a lot of people think that, oh, well, if another promotion fucks around, it affects everybody. I mean, it affects Emile Dupre. I mean, that guy's got a background, I mean, more solid than anybody, I mean, in Canada. I mean, Emile Dupre is Grand Prix Wrestling, right?
Of course, he has
and
quite a run.
I mean, you see how it works. I mean, it's a fucking ball and chain. You know, one person, a promotion screws up one territory and it screws it up for everybody.
No, personally, we're both working for Real Action Wrestling that summer of 2001. Excellent talent. TV show pilot in the can. And then the territory, the roster got split. It's such a shame because it was. That could be still thriving today, I think.
I mean, even the guys, I mean, all the boys understand why some of them went to ECW, and all the boys understand why some went to Real Action Wrestling. It was a personal decision. It's whatever deal you worked out. Both companies folded. And that was a whole thing. I mean, even now, like myself and Peter Smith will talk, and we all sit there and agree that, you know, if we were just all stuck together,
exactly,
there might still be a strong territory. Perhaps even Real Action Wrestling still going today.
Would have been a great territory. I mean, I recall that first summer. It was as good a territory as I've seen around here ever.
Fantastic.
And I've got the tapes of Grand Prix, you know.
I mean, it was right there with, like, you know, that was like the nowadays of Grand Prix Wrestling.
For sure.
It was fantastic.
I mean, Joey Legend, Chi-Chi Cruz, yourself, Pete, Mike, the center gimmick in full-fledged. Eddie Watts hadn't even done anything with Eddie Watts, and he was here. You know, and Duke was coming along.
It's too bad. It's too bad it happened, but it did. So I guess we're just gonna lick our wounds and try to make it work, man.
What have you been doing outside the ring?
Basically, just like I said, working on that reality show. Do a little bit of acting here and there. Just did a movie with Kathy Bates. Just extra work and stuff.
Good for you.
Just trying to get into the movie aspect of stuff. You know, training hard in the gym, trying to get in great shape. There's a possible TNA opportunity for me after this tour. So
excellent.
Yeah, just kind of keep my options open.
Did I read on the internet that you're starting a wrestling school?
Yeah, I want to start a wrestling school. The problem with that, I was going to start it July 1st, but obviously with this tour coming up, it's impossible for me to do. So now I'm thinking the fall, when everything slows down, and if I get some downtime, a couple months, I'll definitely kick the school off and have all my academy.
Any heat with Sinners from doing that?
No, actually, they're ring I'm using.
Cool.
I'm actually now part of the center. So
excellent.
I saw the show on May 4th in Kentville, Nova Scotia. Peter just kind of introduced me as a new center. So
welcome.
There's no heat
back to the Sinners. Excellent. Well, best of luck to you, Gary Williams, and all your endeavors. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Hey, if you see Marco, can you please tell me?
I'm hoping this tour goes really well. Hoping we have big crowds all over the place. All the Grand Prix fans from the future and the past are satisfied with what we deliver. That we can keep this thing rolling. Rating 2, I don't know, forever.
All right, we're here with Jeff Dupre of the Dupre Wrestling Dynasty. Jeff, you've been involved in the business since you were probably knee-high to a grasshopper. Since when have you become an active wrestler?
It's been about 2 years now.
About 2 years.
Yes.
And it's true that you are older than Renee?
Yes, 2 years older.
2 years older than Renee. How is it that Renee got into the business before you?
He was more interested, I guess.
More interested. You didn't have as much an interest?
Well, he had the physique before I did. He was always into bodybuilding at a young age. By the time he was already 16, 17 years old, he was weighed 200 pounds, muscular, you know. He had won Canadian bodybuilding championships. And he decided to go in a career where he's, you know, get on what he looked like, you know. And he just pursued it.
Yes. So
I will admit I should have catched on a little faster. But I'm only 23.
Well, there you go. You're still a young man.
All hope is not lost.
Just a personal note, Logan started at late age too.
All right.
Exactly. So
A point from Cuban Assassin. So what finally was the deciding factor to get you to finally lace up the boots? Obviously the thought must have been in the back of your mind for a while.
the true reason?
Yeah, the true reason. Let's hear
true reason is because I think my brother would like me to be there with him.
Oh, excellent.
That's the true reason.
Yeah. Now, have you had any contact with WWE as of this time?
Not yet.
Not yet. Because certainly it's an intriguing possibility. The Dupre brothers as a tag team.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Oh, maybe I'm just a mark from the Maritimes.
But a very possible future.
Yes, hopefully.
Now, Jack, the next Rougeaus, yeah. Any particular reason you remember that Rene started with the Rene Rougeau gimmick and not his Rene Dupre name?
Couldn't answer that.
Okay.
That's beyond my...
Probably have to ask the boss that one.
Ask the boss.
All right. Jeff, any one or two matches that stick out as some of your favorite matches in your career?
Tagging with the Cuban has definitely been a wonderful experience.
I see.
And riding with the Cuban.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. And riding with the Cuban is even better than wrestling with the Cuban.
I see. I think I read somewhere you were involved with mainstream wrestling. What was that like?
It wasn't even nothing like this.
Yeah, I wouldn't think. It was kind of... So it was true you actually did work for them?
It discouraged me so much that it made me want to get this thing going again. That's how bad it was.
That's kind of the inspiration. Call up Dad and... Yeah, because...
that's exactly what it was.
All right, well, that's interesting. Jeff, I'm going to ask you my famous question I ask all the boys. I'm the wrestling genie. I can book you any match with anybody in the world, past or present. Who would you like to work?
William Regal.
William Regal. Interesting. Well, Jeff, thank you very much for your time. Best of luck to you as the tour continues. Will do. So, I'll ask you how the tour is going. Eddie, how's the tour going so far?
Oh, I'm getting in shape. I can say that much for sure. Every night, working hard and going hard. I'm getting better wind. I've dropped about 3 pounds, I think, only, but I feel like I'm just flying out there. I'm in the best shape of my life. And I'm just not getting any younger, but I still don't feel like I'm getting any older. It's Father's Day today.
Yes, happy Father's Day.
My kids today, and I'm in a very happy mood because they all told their daddy Happy Father's Day. They love their daddy, and that just made my day. Nothing shitty's happening to me today. There we go.
Any highlights so far of the tour? Or any memories that...
Highlights?
Yeah.
We've had lots of fun. The young guys are working their butt off and improving every night. I like that because to me that shows that, you know, we're accomplishing something. We're not going backwards. We're going forwards. We've done some traveling. I met some old friends that I haven't seen for years. Because some old buildings I haven't been to in years. It's almost a little nostalgic.
And told some interesting stories.
Oh yeah, I've been telling stories.
Yeah.
I always tell stories. I see God wants to say.
Yes, you always do. Your thoughts, Gary? How's the tour going?
Pretty good, pretty good. Attendance could be a little bit better at some places, but I mean, like Eddie said, man, we're getting in great shape. The young guys are working hard. We're all working hard. Can't be full-time work, man.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Any talk of increasing the number? You're an 8-man tour.
Oh, there's definitely new faces tomorrow night. We had 2 new faces last Wednesday.
Who's coming in?
They were young kids. Last Wednesday out of the school. And then tomorrow night, there's some more guys. And then in Nova Scotia, we had 2 other guys that had been on the card. They just did a little small minor role, no matches per se, but part of the show as a whole, they were involved.
Good.
Which is it's good for people to see lots of different faces. It's a salt and pepper on the sandwich.
Good.
To me, there are marks that support our industry. That is cool. Those are wrestling fans. There are smart marks who think they know about the business, but they're still cool. They can be entertained. They have a higher expectation. They can be entertained, and they will buy your merchandise and support your business. Then, the worst kind of marks of all is the fucking backyarders who ruin our business because they think they can be wrestlers. They are not wrestlers. They are the marks.
See what I mean? They let the scar in the bottom.
Yeah. Those are the worst type of marks. Ones that support us and appreciate what we do, I don't mind them. The ones that go do that don't appreciate what we do. They don't appreciate the talent that we have, the training we went through, and they don't respect any of the dues that we paid.
That's true.
So I have zero respect for them.
And good, Gary?
I can't say anything better than that. That says it the way it is, man. It's my feelings exactly.
The new superstar for Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling is Ryan Babineau. Ryan, what are some names you've used in the business?
That was Bobby Ryan in All Canadian Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
And Ryan Stone.
Excellent. How long have you been in the business?
I was training 3.5 years ago by Steve Pettiford.
Stephen
That's
Pettiford.
my first real tour.
Okay. Have you been doing any additional training?
I was at Emile and Jen School.
Oh, the Dupre
Yeah.
Wrestling Academy or school. Excellent. So what are some of the highlights of your young career?
Just wrestling in front of all the fans and learning from all the veterans. And,
Some of the veterans, yes.
yeah, it's been pretty fun.
All right, excellent. Any one or two matches that stick out as some of your favorites?
Not really. I haven't really had enough that stick out. All of them are pretty.
This is one I ask all the boys, but I'll ask you anyway. If you could book any match, if you could put yourself against anybody in the wrestling business, past or present, who would you like to work? Past or present, yeah.
That's pretty rough, man.
No, go home. I have to start showering at home.
I have to go with Kurt. I think so, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll probably see more of you. Good luck. Ryan Stone here. I hear you have an epic match against Spider-Man tonight. What are your feelings towards Spider-Man? Come on.
Towards Spider-Man.
Yeah?
Spider-Man is nothing.
Nothing compared
to me. I'm huge.
Massive.
I'm the superhero.
You're the superhero. So what are you going to do to Spider-Man tonight?
Well, I'm going to rip off all 6 or 8 or 12. I don't know how many legs I have, really. That doesn't matter. I'm going to rip them apart. And then I'm going to feed the rest to Gary and Cuban.
Gary and the Cuban.
No more.
Mr. Assassin. Sorry, Mr. Assassin, sir. What are you going to do to Spider-Man?
Spider-Man ain't got no problem. Went to Ryan Man take care of Spider-Man.
Yes, I am Ryan Man.
That's Iron Ryan Man.
Iron Ryan Man. Now, will there be anything left
I'm
of the
going to take care of Jeff Dupre. And he's going to take care of that Duke McIsaac MD.
Duke McIsaac. I heard Duke McIsaac has been talking trash about you, Wildman. What are you going to do about that?
Talking trash.
Rip his head off and shit down his throat.
That's intense, folks, from the Wildman.
And look at his hair.
That's not intense. That's wild.
Wow.
So, guys, is the tour going good?
No. It's going great.
Except for Murray Cameron.
Very good.
Yes, excellent.
Excellent.
Excellent. Especially for me.
Frenchie, you having a good time?
So far so good, can't complain.
All right. Well, it's the legendary Frency Lamont. I found out on the tape, wrestled with the great Sky Lolo, Little Beaver.
There we go.
Hey, he wrestled more than just those people, man. He wrestled the 80s kid. He wrestled all those guys. They were all there.
All right. Frency Lamont, tell us the story.
Oh, I don't have too much to say about that. I'm not much of a talker. I'm a little bit time for swearing now.
Même en français?
Just get some beer, John.
Ah oui. Gêné. Oh.
Gêné, pas trop.
Ah oui? Don't want to share any stories from the days with Vince?
No.
Okay.
No, pas trop
What did he used to do, Rich?
Just let him watch. Just watch him. He can show you some things. You might get lucky and see something. Amazing feat.
I don't know. Just to do that stuff there with our hands. I'm saying?
Yeah, do that. Yeah, do
Most
that.
of push-ups done on my hand.
If you're up to it, man, it's
I'll stand back.
it will blow your mind.
Be careful.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
I'll do it here.
Just a sec. Go ahead.
Let me get over here. Gives you-
Yeah, gives it whatever. I get it. Give it time.
That's fucking insane.
Bravo!
Finger.
Oh!
Oh, you want to hear the joke? I go to the bush, and floor was on the road. I spoke for crap, and I didn't have no toilet paper. So I squat down, and I pick up a leaf. I got the leaf in my hand, and I wipe my hands with it. I'm wiping. And I got stuck in my finger, right? I go like this. Won't come out. I go, there you go.
Say, look who's here. It's Spider-Man!
Hey, James Cecilia, this is amazing Spider-Man.
Joined in here by the popular James Parker. How you doing, James?
I'm doing great, how are you?
Excellent. James, tell me how you got started in the business.
Well, I've just always been a fan, and just got hooked up with some guys that had their foot in the door, and they just trained me and helped me along, and my trainer, the Rebel, he used to work for Grand Prix Wrestling, and he took me up to Dupre's house, went inside, showed him what I could do, he liked what he seen, and that's basically what it was. Now I'm working part-time as a referee.
Except for Spider-Man. Where is he at? Don't see him anywhere. It's mysterious.
Anyway, working part-time as a referee and a wrestler, whenever I'm throwing, get any experience I can, I'm just learning and loving it.
James, any match that stands out as your favorite so far?
Well, tonight I had a very competitive match with the Rebel, my trainer, so we know each other very well. It was a back and forth match. He gave me some cheap shots at the first, hit me on the inside, pulled him out, and I took the advantage and I done what I had to do to win.
Excellent.
Then my patented power slam, brought him down as hard as I could, that was it.
You just call it Captain Power Slam?
Patented power slam.
Oh, this is Captain Power.
James, if I could give you open contract to wrestle anybody in the business, who would you want to wrestle, past or present?
Well, I'd have to say that would be... Yeah, give me a Spider-Man. That man just threw a net on me. I got a beef with that guy.
All right.
You heard it right here. I want Spider-Man in the ring. Next time we're in this area, he's going down. You heard from me, James Parker.
Tonight, Scott Savage. Just coming to watch the show?
Hurt.
It hurt. That's terrible, terrible injury. Scott, how's your year been for wrestling this last little while?
What's that?
How's wrestling been the last little while for you?
Well, it's been good. Going well.
I see.
Except for the whole hurt thing.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
I see.
you know, not too bad.
Scott, any one or two matches stick out as your favorite in your career so far?
Favorite matches of Scott Savage?
Yeah.
I remember this one match I had with this guy named Dupre, and he couldn't even spell stupid.
That's a hard word, come on.
But,
Cover up.
outside of that, I don't know. Favorite matches? Man, you asking tough questions. I don't know.
All right. Here's another one. Maybe you find it too tough. Well, we'll try it anyway. Scott, same question as James. Open contract. Who would Scott Savage want to wrestle?
At any time, place, anything?
Past,
Aren't
present.
you saying you want to wrestle Spider-Man?
Well, I was going to say Bret Hart, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yeah.
But you know what? This Spider-Man guy, I've been watching him. And I think me and Spider-Man might have a competitive match.
It'd be interesting.
It would be
interesting to watch.
It would be very interesting to watch. You do have a good high-flying style.
Yeah.
It would complement, be very competitive against the mysterious Spider-Man.
Yeah, there was another guy, Jeremiah Delinquent.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind wrestling with him.
I think you'd kick his ass.
I heard he's stiff.
But
Yeah, that's what I think too, actually.
Jeremiah Delinquent, that would be intriguing too. I've heard about him. Used to wrestle in mainstream, didn't he?
I'm not familiar with that.
Don't know that one? Okay.
No.
Well, Well, thanks here with the Rebel, Jerry Rector. Jerry, how long have you been in the business?
It's approximately 16 years.
16 years. How did you get your start?
Stephen Pettifor and Paul Walker were starting school up, and they went to Parisboro one time, and I seen them down there, so I asked him there one night how you joined, and he told me how to get a hold of them, and I just went up to the school and started training.
Excellent. Who else was with you in that initial training class?
At that time, Kurgan was helping train.
Robert, yes.
And Todd McPhee.
Okay.
Buddy Lane came in a little bit. And there's a whole bunch of other guys. I can't remember their name. That's quite a while ago now.
Any other students make it out that you can remember?
I don't know the guy's name, but there was one guy who only did a couple of matches.
Okay.
But, there was one, Soaring Eagle.
Oh, yes, Gordon.
He went to that school.
Oh, excellent, excellent. So did you work some dates with Grand Prix in the past?
About 5 years ago I went with them and did a tour down around the valley, down around Kempville and Yarmouth and Liverpool and places like that. And then I did a small tour with them there a few years before that down around there too.
Okay. And what name did you use?
The Rebel. I stayed with the Rebel all the time.
Wow, excellent.
I did a little bit of my own promoting, but I never went to any big towns.
Did you do promoting in the Maritimes?
Yeah, I only went to a couple of small villages.
Okay, so what promotion was that?
Just Maritime Wrestling Federation, what I call it. Just to raise money for fire department.
Okay.
And they're looking for somebody to raise money for.
Okay. Do you have any big names brought down?
No.
Well, I mean, any of the Maritime names. I call Gary Williams a big name.
Yeah. I never had anybody like him. It was, Coal Miner Chuck and myself, and then I had a guy named Cowboy, but it wasn't Cowboy.
It wasn't like you, was it?
No, just small time guys.
Excellent. Any highlights of your career so far?
Grand Prix has been the biggest shows I've been on.
Okay.
And they're Emile Dupre, he's been pretty good. Put me on whenever I wanted on.
Good. Any one or two matches that stick out as some of your favorites?
I wrestled Todd McPhee. That was a pretty good match.
Where was this?
That was down in Berwick. Down in Berwick.
Was that under Grand Prix? Or?
Yeah, that was with the Emile Dupre there. Yeah.
Did you work when Steven started up his wrestling promotion?
I did a lot of refereeing for Steven.
Okay, you were the referee for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I did refereeing for him for, good 3 years or so.
Okay. Did you use your real name for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had, when I refereed for Steven, that was when I was just getting into the business, and it was pretty hard to get into wrestling.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, I see. Ok, tout le monde, je suis ici avec Farmer Peter. Farmer Peter, quel est votre vrai nom? Chuchoutez avec moi.
Mon nom, c'est Pierre Villeneuve.
OK.
Je reste à Longueuil, la rive sud de Montréal.
OK, d'accord.
J'ai commencé la lutte depuis 1975.
OK.
Mon premier gros voyage était en Afrique centrale, jusqu'à l'Afrique du Sud. Plusieurs heures de vol d'avion. Arrivé là-bas, c'était un drôle de chose parce que c'était pas le même style de lutte qu'ici.
OK.
Les autres, ils faisaient comme la boxe.
Ah ouais?
Ils nous ont commencé à faire comme 10 rondes de 15 minutes.
10 rondes de 15 minutes?
Ouais, comme la boxe.
Oh mon Dieu.
Là, on a fait changer ça pour 2 dans 3.
OK.
Puis là, ça s'est réglé de même. Parce qu'après ça, j'étais en voyage pour des offices américaines, en Arabie Saoudite, Koweït, dans le temps c'était tranquille.
Mm-hmm.
J'ai été aussi en Amérique du Sud. J'ai été aussi au Japon, faire de la lutte. Même aux États-Unis. Plusieurs places aux États-Unis.
Oh, d'accord. Et ce n'est pas votre première fois en maritime?
Non, je suis venu en l'an 2000.
Ah oui? Et c'est bien allé en 2000?
Oh oui, visité. Première fois que je traversais le pont de la Confédération.
Ah, c'est une expérience, n'est-ce pas?
Oui, on peut supposer, au moins je l'ai traversé une fois.
Oui.
C'est une place que tu passes. Je sais bien, mais ça, le monde est bien accueillant. Ça s'est bien passé. Ça, je refais encore une autre tournée pour l'année 2005. Il y a une possibilité 2006. Mais ça, c'est en discussion. C'est pas réglé encore. Ça va se régler un qu'au printemps prochain. On va avoir des nouvelles de ça. En dessous, je fais du cinéma. Je fais de la télévision au Québec, en Ontario. J'ai fait des annonces commerciales pour Molson Canadian. J'ai fait Molson Tequila.
C'est le tequila?
J'ai fait une filiale de Pharmaprix. Je ne sais pas le nom en anglais, mais dans le temps des fêtes des lutins. Père Noël.
Excellent.
Il y a l'annonce qu'on a faite, on est couché dans un spa. Puis là, on montrait que le Père Noël était en vacances. Il a fini de faire ses cadeaux. Là, puis la tournée, on était en vacances. Là, j'ai fini, j'ai tourné dans un film québécois, L'Odyssée d'Alice Tremblay. C'est des acteurs comme Martin Drainville puis Sophie Lorrain. C'était sa mère qui était la productrice. Puis il y a d'autres, il y a un film américain qui est en train de se tourner à Montréal puis au Vermont. C'est un genre de science-fiction. J'ai pas d'autre dire le titre. J'ai signé sur papier, mais c'est un genre de science-fiction. C'est encore Tom Cruise qui va être dedans.
C'est qui?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise,
Tom Cruise, Dusty Hoffman, puis d'autres acteurs.
Est-ce que c'est déjà filmé ou?
Il y a certaines scènes qui étaient filmées en studio. Il y a certaines scènes, il va y avoir des scènes d'hiver qui vont tourner, des scènes d'automne. C'est supposé être sorti pour 2006-2007. S'il n'y a pas de retard. Ça.
Pierre, tu m'as mentionné que tu as travaillé pour Vince. Raconte-moi l'histoire. WWF.
Il y a plusieurs années, j'ai été pour, je crois que c'était un King of the Ring, si je ne me trompe pas. Il y avait Jerry le King Lawler, puis toi, Petit King, puis il y avait le clown, Ding, là, puis avec trois petits clowns.
Alors, tu étais avec Jerry ou Doink?
J'étais avec Jerry Lawler, c'était un King.
C'était un des rois.
Un des rois qu'on avait gagné le match.
Ah oui.
Je me souviens bien, il y a ça fait très longtemps, là. Ça avait été une belle expérience.
Ah oui?
Parce que Vic il m'avait appelé. C'est surtout Pat Patterson qui s'occupait du Québec. Qui m'a parce qu'il manquait de petits. Il n'avait pas gros. Là, j'ai réussi à aller à New York voir Vince McMahon. Puis là, il nous a confirmé qu'on était là. Une semaine avant le King of the Ring, on a été faire les costumes. Tout préparer ça. Puis une journée ou deux avant, c'était tout préparer le match. Là. Tout le montage, qu'est-ce qu'on était pour faire. Ça s'est bien fait vite. Il y avait beaucoup de monde pour voir ça.
Excellent, Pierre.
Alors, mon rêve, peut-être, c'était de faire un WrestleMania. Ou un Royal Rumble, quelque chose de même, un gros gala encore plus gros que ça. Dans le futur. Je sais jamais. Peut-être ça va ramasser aux États-Unis en tournée. Dans le futur. Ça, j'aimerais ça.
Voici une question que je demande à tous les boys. Si tu es je suis le génie de la lutte, Wrestling Genie. Tu peux lutter contre n'importe qui, dans le présent ou le passé. Qui est-ce que tu veux lutter contre?
J'aimerais lutter contre Hulk Hogan.
Qui?
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. Ça serait intéressant.
Ou Ric Flair, parce que c'est les deux légendes de la lutte. Ric Flair, c'est une légende, ça fait longtemps qu'il le fait. Mais Hogan, c'est spécial. Hogan, c'est lui qui permet à McMahon de mettre la WWE sans masque.
D'accord, merci beaucoup pour votre temps, Pierre. C'est un plaisir.
Strip off fucking Angel when we got back to the house.
Dad, what are you going on?
It was the last night of the year, right? It was second last night of the year, something like that. I did like 167 jobs straight.
You just wanted that win, man.
So who did you get that win over?
I complained. I complained to Dad that Mike never got to go over, and I wanted him over in Berwick because they was wanting it so bad. This last night they wouldn't let me do it, and the next night was in Sydney.
You know what? I'm glad I did 167 jobs straight because I had the attitude of earphones over there. Probably.
Then I got Dad. Dad was like, we got back to the apartment, the cottage, and he's like, you know, maybe we should have said Mike won that in Berwick. And he said, well, we'll do it in North Sydney. Yeah. And Neil came to the house and said, he gave that fish, and Dad told me, well, he said, he told me that he wanted you to go over. He goes, but he said, fucking Neil just go ahead and put Mike over in North Sydney. And then, but we got back, and then Neil was like hot at first, and Dad told me, he says, Dad, that you can't leave him like that. He said,
you come back the next year, I don't mean shit.
Yeah, and he said, you know, you can't just leave him like that. And then the Neil was like,
maybe you're right. It's got a big top too.
One match changes the scheme of things, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I complain more than anything to Dad because it's not fair. You know, Renee's getting to go over, and it's his first year. Yeah. And I was like, but you won't even let Mike have one win. I was like, and I'm willing to lay the shoulders down for brother because he laid him down for me for the whole entire. I mean, never have you won a match against me except for the island here. Yeah, Sunset Flip out from my side kept knocking you down.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's right.
So that 6-man made it, was it?
No, it was a single match.
Oh, okay, all right.
And then the second time was at the end of the year because you got hurt after that. And then I was like, I want to put you over, and I was like, and what did you do it? And I was this close to winning Williamsburg. I told Dad I was that close.
Just like you wearing the hockey pants?
No, I was wearing the fuck. Yeah, that's right. Fucking Butcher fucked me up by doing the hockey.
It was all fucking up.
My foot, remember my hip? Was that fucking big and purple, and you'd push into it?
Yeah.
And then it wouldn't come back out. It was just fucking all folded like that. Butcher got all cracked out of her and fucking throws me out of the ring, holds my hair. I just go like a pendulum like this and whack right on the side of the thing. Then he comes in with the chair and starts fucking shooting on me with the chair, smashing my fucking leg all to hell.
Yeah, but I'm the one that pushed for that, and then Dad agreed. He said, you know, if we got back, he goes, thinking about it now, he goes, maybe we should let Mike win in Berwick. He goes, but I tell you what, he goes,
people would have came back.
Yeah, it'd been something to come back to.
Yeah.
And then he said, we'll do it in North Sydney, and then the meal gave me finished, and then Dad wouldn't say nothing to me until we got there, and then he said, well, we want you to go over, but I said, fuck it, this last show.
A meal for Cocan last week, eh?
Yeah.
I didn't tell him to finish this to me, because usually I tell him to finish this, he doesn't understand them anyway. I didn't bother telling him. So then the three of us proceeded to lay a beat down on your foot. Yeah. Emil jumps in the ring.
Why?
Jumps in the ring. He said, he come to the back, he said that beat down was too long. No.
You see the fucking juice and all 9 years. And then build the house up.
I think he just killed our golden goose, he said.
That's what he said, yeah.
Alright. So honestly, I think it wasn't that bad, really, the match. He's coming back with the Cuban, they're going to do a thing here, so they're just running. When we're beating on, oh yeah! Shit, you're not, man.
Did you shirt off?
Oh, I took your shirt off. You love, right? Pull the sweater off, the whole...
Oh yeah, we just failed. Fuck that. We don't know where that.
What do you call that, eh?
A storyteller.
Yeah.
What do we know?
Exactly.
But yeah, that was me who pushed for that. And then me and Dad agreed, and then Dad wouldn't tell me what Neil said. And then also when we come down to the North Sydney, he got in the locker room, he said, well, Neil said he wants you to put, Mike to put you over.
He's a phony, Mark.
Yeah.
Mark Hughes, no way.
He wants you to put
Cowboy? Cowboy. It says Mark Hughes on the ring bell.
I know.
That's like, but he said he wants Mike to put you over, and then Dad said, but fuck it, it's the last match you guys will have together, and you gotta leave the fans with something in case they come back, so.
We got the biggest pop tonight, that's why
You
had a fucking fire.
You had a standing ovation, too.
Yeah.
It's like, you finally won.
Like the middle fucking time, everybody got about time chant, too.
And, yeah, they did say that, didn't they?
Yeah. It's about time. It's about time. You know your job or when. Fuck. I didn't give a shit, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, I still don't give a shit. I get my paycheck at the end of the day.
Well, that's what it's about, but you're supposed to return the favor for
Yeah.
people that build you. You're supposed to return the favor.
I always said, if you're creative with your finishes, nobody remembers.
You know what? In Puerto Rico, I never went over on TV, not once. But at the end of the night, I got my heat every night because I hung every motherfucker I got in the ring with.
That's what I said. If you're creative with your finishes, like a lot of times if you watch, say, Benoit Guerrero or Guerrero Angle or some of those, they'll say that's the best fucking match on the show. Who won?
I don't know.
But it was the best match.
Yeah.
They don't remember the finish. You just be super creative and make it happen. It don't matter who wins.
You know what? I lost every night on TV for 9 months fucking straight in Puerto Rico. And at the end of the night, all they remember was I hung the fucking guy and got color on. That's all they fucking remember. You know, fuck, you know, on Thursday, Friday, and Sunday I went over, but I never went over once on TV.
You know what they call me down in Puerto Rico?
Cuban?
The famous.
The goat sucker.
Chupacabra.
The
The goat sucker, the little monster.
The troll that hides under the bridge and sucks the blood out of the chickens.
They had all the hairs, and I was over. You know, I always got this thing from the office. Cars kept saying, okay, don't go outside the ring anymore. So I stayed inside the ring. And they had me working Chris Grant and a bunch of guys, and the heat was so tremendous. And Ray was like the top guy there for Ray Gonzalez. And then Carlos was like, you have to do something because, you know, and then Ray was like, don't do this, don't do that. And so I wouldn't do what they were telling me, but I was still over. I mean, the fans just wouldn't, the office wouldn't die down. Eddie was there. I mean, they was hot for me. And they called Eddie Porky. He was down there.
Carl says I was talking to him yesterday too.
Right.
But I was like, but he kept telling me not to do this because of Ray and all that. You know, they want to build Ray because Ray was getting mad because a couple of matches. Yeah, he had no reactions from a couple of matches. I mean, he was a good worker and he did great matches, but everybody else that worked before him was like, you know, there's something new they'd never seen. Like me and Eddie and a bunch of guys that was bringing down. Never seen.
I was always last. I used to go to the ring at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I was last until Eddie got there. Thank God he got there.
I kept begging him, put me on first. I hate doing this fucking main event shit. Jesus Christ.
See, the biggest thing
Longest shows ever.
They put 7 matches on or 8 matches on. The main event was 4th or 5th. Then intermission for about 45 minutes, and then 6 and 7 or 6, 7, 8, right?
Yeah.
And I went in the ring lots of times, 1:45. Fucking there goes the music. I'm heading to the ring. 1:45.
And then you gotta do all your fucking vignettes, and then you gotta do all that other shit afterwards.
Yeah.
Carlos is dying now. He's drawing 100, maybe 50 people a night.
Yeah, he's done.
He's running 1 show a week now.
See, Luke told me that they were looking for big guys. That Salvador wants all big guys.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, we can get a sweet deal with me because I'll pay my own round trip ticket. You don't worry about where I got stakes. I stay with my family. You don't have to worry about me getting to the shows because my family takes me to all the shows. That's the only thing, and I'll even take a lesser pay, a little bit lesser pay if they, you know, book me.
This is the guy that's doing business for us. Right here.
Not that much. Not that much of a lesser pay. I'm talking about lesser pay than what their top guys they bring in for. You know, and then I was like, just to start them out, and if they liked me and they wanted, then we go make another agreement after a couple months.
Yeah.
He said, well, I'm going to tell you guys, they didn't want big guys, but if you just show up, and he goes, they're going to use you, but you got to just come down here.
That's what Pablo Marquez did.
Yeah.
After he finished CCW, he just went right back down there.
Yeah. So I can show up in the office and Salvio put me to work. It's just the fact that you know they're looking for big guys and they want to fly them in. But if I come down, they said, well, they'll probably use you if you just come down. He said, but I'm going to warn you that the pay's not. I mean, sometimes it's just like Carlos. He said sometimes they have the money, sometimes they don't. He goes, I don't want you to come down here and then also get screwed.
Really? With Salvio?
And that's what he said. They switched.
They've always had their money, man. They've always been smashed on with their money for me. They paid me well. They got a beautiful condo. A condo. It's the nicest condo there. Golden Towers. Right where he goes to, what's his name? Stojanovic or whatever the fuck his name is.
What about, who was Stojanovic? What about where that little Victor Quinones? Does he still live in this town?
No, it's like, no, he doesn't live there. You should see his house.
Victor's?
To get into the subdivision, you have to have a card to get into the subdivision.
Right.
And it's fucking, he's got like 54-inch plasma screen TVs on like every wall in the house. And it's like got like an indoor whirlpool in this room with all the TVs all around.
You know this comes from money too, right?
Well, his parents were the first people to bring liquor to Japan. They were when they put the fucking boycott on the liquor, he was the one that started the bootlegging over there, his family. So he comes from a long line.
Yeah, because at one time he got involved with Carlos's office way back.
He still owns 10% of it.
Yeah, it was like 1990 when I was there the first time, and he was like in charge of airplane tickets and things like that. He had an office job, but apparently it's because he had invested at some point right then. You know, like you say, he still owns a portion of it. Portion of nothing is nothing.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? He didn't even care. You know what all he did? Right before they started, he put the final nail in the coffin because he was the guy that it was registered Capital Sports in his name. So then all of a sudden Ray and Chicky and all those guys show up with the Capital Sports on, like an NWO kind of invasion just for a week. And then they took them off and they ripped them up and they fucking burnt them in the garbage cans. Said this is garbage and fucking put it in, and that was it. That was the final nail in the coffin for fucking Carlos.
I heard even Invader fucking Cisco.
He did.
I never thought that would see the day.
That, you know what? That killed Victor's relationship with Japan, though. That's why Victor doesn't do anything in Japan, though. That's why because of Brody.
Yeah, because the bounty still on him. Yeah, they still got the bounty on him. You can collect it if you kill him. The problem is you'll never get off the island in Puerto Rico without the Puerto Rican mafia killing you. So whoever can kill him and get off the island lives a very, very rich life. And they'll even protect you in Japan too, they said. So.
Jose's not at peace with himself.
No.
Yeah,
he's a troubled individual.
Yeah,
you should have seen that guy walked in. Hair all down, big beard. And they were bringing me in as the son of Brody. So I walk in around the thing, and I'm like, I didn't even know who he was. I knew he was in the locker room, but I didn't know who he was, and I'm going to introduce myself. He turned around, he goes, what the? Samuel, this is the guy who ran, I'm not working this fucking Canadian. Fuck him. I'm sitting there going, nice to meet you too. What the fuck, you know, like this.
You should see how he looked at me.
So they're like, okay.
When he first met me.
He loves your father.
He loves Dad, but see, my looks more like Bruiser, and at first he was real, kind of tight, and they told me when I got there that they wanted to talk to me.
Right after that happened, one of those ladies that opened the boy and girl tried a swimming pool in the back, drowned in the pool.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of things all that's bothering him, you know.
And he lost another child right after that.
Yeah. It's really affected his life. He is not a sane and happy person.
You can see it in his eyes too. He's a
troubled individual.
He wanted to talk to me, and all the boys just got quiet, when he said he wanted to talk to me, and then they walked and Rico's like, hey, listen, he goes, if you ask me to step in the shower, he goes, don't go in the shower. We can laugh about it now, but it's not really funny. But
no, it was '89 when Brody died. I was down there in '90. They put me in the ring with this young kid who wasn't smart. They told me to beat him in 90 seconds, and the kid shot on me. Kicked me in the face, split my lip open. Harley Race was there, and Scott Hall, and I said, you motherfucker. I stuck my head out, I give him that belly to the back, and I put him on the top of his head. I tried to knock him out. Broke his neck. I didn't know that. I see his fucking eyes roll back, and I see blood come out of his nose and snot come out of his nose, and I'm like, fuck you, I'll knock you out. Picked him up, and I give him that standing drop kick in the face. And you take a bump, it's just crumpled like a bag of shit. His fucking knees just buckled. So I'm like, fuck you. I did my finish on him, the leg up off the top, and I'm thinking, this motherfucker is going to try to kick out of my finish. Fuck you. And I pinned him. I had both knees behind my arm, behind his fucking head, and locked him. I'm not in a broken neck. Fucking you, I got you. His fucking ankles are in his ears.
He's probably numb.
Still, eyes roll back, fucking doing the snoring. So then I roll into the ring and I'm pissed right off because my lip is split. Ron started to put crazy glue and fucking put it back together for me. It's fucking split. I could spit right through my fucking lip. I was fucking hot, man. And so I come in the back and Skulls, holy fuck, did you cripple that kid or what? I'm like, what do you mean? I fucking suplex. No, man, when he fucking hit, his legs come back, he's neck is broken, he's out cold. Like, yeah, whatever. And Harley Race was saying, you had to do it, kid. It was either him or you. And I'm like, fucking right, it was him or me. And so, and then I sat with Harley the rest of the night, and I heard the next day the kid had a broken neck. So I go to the office and fucking get called in that, and then here's Jose calls me over here in a fucking broom closet, like a janitor's closet. Yeah. Come here, amigo, come here.
Amigo, I tell you something.
I go in that closet, I'm ready to, here we go, man, what's gonna happen, you know? I'm kind of fucking nervous. Amigo, take it easy with the young guys on TV, man. And I said, hey, that fucking guy came here. I know, but we're having a hard time getting job guys, because you guys, Gary Albright was there, you guys are stretching these guys pretty heavy, man. They're starting to fight back.
You should have seen the fucking ring we pulled on Luke right before I left. Me and New Jack, the last time New Jack came down, we got in a fucking bit of an argument. Knives were drawn, fucking was in the shower, the whole 9 yards. Puerto Ricans came in with the razor blades, they were gonna fuck Jack up, everything calmed down. So they brought him back down, and they booked him against me. And they said, Mike, you're working New Jack. I said, you're ribbing me, Luke. You know what's gonna happen if you put me and Jack in that ring together. And he's like, listen, mate, you can't do it. The last time someone got killed here was fucking Brody, and he killed the business for 5 years. I said, well, you're booking the fucking matches. You put me and Jack, I'm going to the ring with a blade in my fucking... He just shanked that guy in Florida like 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
New Jack, the guy went to pick New Jack up for belly back, and he pulled out a shiv and stabbed him in the fucking head like 13, 14 times.
No.
Yeah. And he was bragging about it.
I didn't know about that.
He was bragging about it, and he pulled a knife on me the first time we were down there. And Van Harris came out of the shower with a straight edge and fucking, you know. So anyway, we get down there, and I said, all right, Luke, you want it? I'm carrying a blade. I took a surgical scalpel that I had, and I taped it to the inside of my boot in a sheath. I said, well, if it's on, I said, I'll cut him. I said, I got no fucking problems cutting him. It's me or him, I know he's getting it. So then Jack came up to me, he says, come here, I want to talk to you in the shower. So I said, all right. Me and Jack talked, said, you know, everything's cool, you know, I know that if it comes to me or you, they love you down here, and they're not bringing me back, and I haven't got many places I can work in. And I said, all right.
Stuff like that, no fucking wonder.
Yeah, I said, all right, well, if you want to do it, let's do it. They brought in Madman Pondo, this guy who does the Japanese death matches and shit. So it was supposed to be me and Pondo versus Slash Venom and New Jack. So everybody was tense the whole night in the dressing room. Nobody knew what was going to happen. They thought someone was going to die in the ring that night. So, because everybody's seen me taping the surgical blades in my boot. So we get in the, as we're going to the ring, I go out and I said, Jack, this was part of the rib, nobody else knew. I said, Jack, you pull any shit with me tonight, I will cut you fucking wide open. Don't you dare fuck with me. And Luke's yelling, stay away from each other in the ring, don't even touch each other, you go with fucking Slash, you go with Pondo. And I'm like, fuck you, Luke, I ain't scared of that fucking bitch. And then he's like, oh shit. And then Slash said, I don't even want to be his tag partner, Luke. What the fuck do you bring this piece of shit down here for anyway? And Pondo doesn't really know what's going on. So I say to Pondo's double jointed in the hip, he can turn his foot right around backwards. So we do the match and everything, and all of a sudden me and Jack get paired up. So I grab a fork and start doing the Abby, and Luke sees me whittling back like this. He's like, oh fuck, and I'm like really coming on to him with the fork. And he's got all the fucking juice and everything. And then we work it like he's trying to get away from me and kicking me and fucking going for his thing. So we go to the finish, and he dives off the top, Jack dives off the top of the ring truck through the table on Pondo. And Pondo does the gimmick where he rolls his leg around backwards. So I'm over the top of Pondo like this, and Jack's going over the chair, and I'm going, fuck you! And I told him, I said, I'm going to call you a nigger. I said, fuck you, you nigger! You come over here. And I reached down and pulled the scalpel out of my boot. I said, I'll cut you, you motherfucker! And all this. So Luke's in the middle, like, breaks kayfabe, comes out, what the fuck's going on here? I said, look at his fucking leg. I said, you always got to pull that shit to get yourself over. All you can do is jump off shit. You don't know how to fucking work. You're a piece of fucking shit. And Luke's like, get in the dressing room, get there, get in the dugout. Fuck, it was an outdoor arena, right? So he gets downstairs, and Slash and Jack are arguing. So then I come in, and Luke's right there, and I said, that's it, Jack, fuck you, like this. And I said, let's settle this right now. I've had enough of you, fucking bitch. You couldn't do that on TV. You have to do it at a fucking house show on Thursday. And I said, that guy's got his fucking leg broken. And Luke's out there, and the guy's leg's like all backwards. He's like, fuck, mate, you just settle down. I said, fuck you, Luke, get the fuck out of here if you don't want to see this. And Luke's like going out of the room going,
We get all call 911, mate, if someone's gonna get killed there. He's coming out the door, right? So, Jack, Slash goes, "You're a fucking idiot, Jack." And he goes, "Yeah, I'm an idiot." And he goes over to his bag. Jack pulls out this big knife. And Slash is like, "Come on, you wanna fucking stab me? Stab me, come on, motherfucker." I said, "He's not getting you, I got this." And then all of a sudden, Jack pulled with the knife. All of a sudden, all the Puerto Ricans, "Guns. Go ahead, Jack. What's your next move, Jack?" And Jack was like, holy fuck. And I was like, boys. It was just a rib to get Luke. We're all going like this. And all the boys were pissed then. You motherfucker. I near shot his ass for you. You know? And Luke's going after him. Luke's coming back in. "Jesus Christ. Get the Avis, the police, get them down here." We said, "Luke." And he's like, "What? What the fuck you want to do now?" I said, "Luke, we got you." Pondo turns the leg around, gets back up, stands up on the thing. Luke's just sitting there looking at me like this. You're a fucking idiot, you fucking bloody object. You're nothing but a fucking useless fucking Canadian. And Jack was sitting in the corner whiter than fucking me. I seen before, like, this was, even when I was on it the first time, they used to bring these jobbers in, and they always wore hoods. All the jobbers wore hoods. And I'm like, what's the deal? I don't want to do a job without a hood. Then I found out most of them are cops.
Yeah.
They do undercover work, security work, rented cops, and then they're trained police, and they all have guns. And I didn't realize the part that they all have guns and they're all cops. Because I'm in the ring pounding the fuck out of these guys. Nothing nice at all. Like kick in the fucking head, punch in the mouth, pick him up, slam him, fucking drop an elbow in his throat, pin the motherfucker, you know? Get to the back, he pops open a suitcase, 45. They all have guns. And I didn't realize the part that they all have guns and they're all cops. Because I'm in the ring pounding the fuck out of these guys. Nothing nice at all. Like kick in the fucking head, punch in the mouth, pick him up, slam him, fucking drop an elbow in his throat, pin the motherfucker, you know? Get to the back, he pops open a suitcase, 45 and bullets right there. Hey, good match.
Whoa! Thunder was a cop.
Yeah, Thunder's a cop. Yeah, he's a crazy motherfucker.
He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine too. He's both his patella tendons are torn now. But we were going to a show one time and he goes,
I tell you, cowboy, one time this guy cut me off. I just shoot the motherfucker. Who they gonna call? I'm the lieutenant now. They don't fucking fuck with me.
So we're outside Louise at the ballpark. This guy cuts him off. And we're driving. This guy's a cop, supposed to make $25,000 a year. He's driving a Lincoln Navigator. He's got a great big fucking truck. He's got 2 Harleys, a fucking crotch rocket. So we go outside and he pulls off. All of a sudden, Ray pulls out the fucking gun and goes,
that motherfucker, he looked at me funny.
Boom, 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 right down the side of this guy's fucking truck.